Hello and welcome to Bry's Book and Film. Instead of talking about films that I like and I've really enjoyed, it was suggested to me that I talk about films that I maybe haven't enjoyed quite as much as maybe I would like. I've also come up with a new film rating based on the previous videos in this series. It's going to be the coffee cup rating, and it's going to be 5 coffee cups, with 5 coffee cups being the best, and down to 1 being not so good. And so I watched a film yesterday. I googled it, the worst rated film on Netflix. And it turns out that a film called Mercy from 2016. Now, I'm not going to go into who directed it and who starred in it because it really is that dismal. I mean, I have seen some really poor films in my time, but this one, it's going to have an empty, tipped over coffee cup rating. It doesn't even deserve a single coffee cup. It just deserves nothing, this film. So we start off with, it's a bit of a strange one because there's a shot of this intersection shown quite a few times throughout the film. I don't know the relevance of the intersection, but it's there. And we start off with a doctor knocking at a man's front door. A man answers it. It's an old fella, and it turns out it's a doctor, and he wants to give the man something to help the man's wife because she's sick. She's sick upstairs in bed, and the man is reluctant. He says, "No, I don't want it. I'm not interested." Eventually, the doctor persuades him, and he says, "Oh, go on then." Or he grudgingly takes the doctor's bag of whatever it is. He says, "Look, I haven't got to be in there to do it. You can do it. I've talked you through it, how to do it. You can administer the whatever it is yourself." So the old man takes the bag. Anyway, so then we fast forward, and he bins it, basically. So then we fast forward to the man's 2 sons. So we've got a married couple, and the wife has got 2 sons from her first abusive marriage, and then with this old fella that's opened the door to the doctor, they've got 2 more sons. So she's got 4 sons in total. The man has got 2. Then the man's sons turn up. There's not much dialogue. It's all very vague. Then the woman's 2 sons turn up, the half-brothers. And one of the half-brothers has got his Doris with him. Nobody really knows why. She's just there to help him through. And the old man says, "You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know. I don't know why you're here. You're not welcome. Clear off." But she says, "No, I'm here for Brad." So anyway, so then it all starts to go awry. The 2 younger half brothers, the dad says to the 2 younger half brothers, "I'm cutting them 2 out of the will. Once your mother carks it, you're going to get all of the money. All her money's going to come to me, and then when I die, you're going to get all of the money combined. I'm cutting the 2 older brothers out, Travis and Brad." So the 2 younger boys, TJ and Ronnie, are not too impressed because they're still brothers, even though they're half brothers. So then he tells him, and he says, "Well, why are you telling me?" And he says, "Well, because we're brothers." Move on. It just moves on. There's no sort of real explanation. There's a lot of silent, a lot of moody stares, and then these masked men appear, and they get some petrol or gasoline, and they write in flame outside in the middle of the night, "Mercy," referring to this woman, we suppose. And then it starts to go wrong, and there's the masked men start to attack the house. And if it sounds like I'm not doing it justice, I'm actually doing it more justice than it deserves, because it is the biggest pile of rubbish you'll ever see. Then ensues a struggle. One of the brothers gets taken out of the house and he's dragged out, and then the two boys and the woman are in there, and then it's all very confusing. A lot of it is set at night, a lot of it is set in the dark. There's a lot of running around that you don't really understand why. There's a power. The home invaders flip the breaker in the house so they can't see, but they can see, but they can't see. It's all very confusing. It's all very vague. Then one of the brothers, he's outside and he gets shot and killed. We don't know what's happened to the other brother. He's just disappeared. It doesn't really explain anything. Meanwhile, the two other brothers are in the bedroom with the mum, the sick mum, and the girlfriend's there. And it's all just a bit vague. We don't know what's happened to the dad. The dad's disappeared. Then we fast forward. Then the next bit is, well, now the dad's back again. He's had all this going on in his house. One of his stepsons has been shot and killed in the garden, but we don't really know what's happened. But then somehow the dad appears again, and then the dad appears, and he ends up in a fight with one of the home invaders, and the dad falls down the stairs and dies. Now it turns out there's some suspicion about how the mum's first husband died, because he was abusive, as I probably said. There was speculation that her church group, because she was in the God Squad, that they were involved, but it was never really proven. It was all very circumstantial and inconsequential. But then the brother that was shot and killed out in the garden, he's back alive again. And it's like we've had a reset, like we've gone back previous. And I actually rewound it to check I hadn't nodded off, because it's that boring. I mean, this makes This Is 40 look like a compelling film. It really does. So then, but no, I hadn't nodded off. I unfortunately sat through the whole thing fully awake. But then somehow the brother's back alive again. And then they're doing the same thing, trying to barricade the bedroom again. But then the brother he's trying to escape to make a run for it to get help. But then he gets shot and killed again. Right, okay, so that happened then, did it? Just a very confusing film. And in the end, because Brad, the oldest of the four brothers, he goes downstairs with his Doris, whatever her name is, Melissa, and then he's ready to fight the home invaders because he thinks there's only two, and then they just start to appear. They sort of crawl out of the woodwork, and he realises the numbers are going to get him, because they always do, and him and his Doris make a run for it, but the Doris gets captured, so he lets go of her and then runs off, barricades himself in the bedroom to give his mum the medicine that's going to stop her suffering. But not stop her suffering in the way you'd think. It's not like a euthanasia type deal. It's just a medicine deal. And he's shouting out, "Yeah, I'm doing it, and they're banging on the door, trying to get in, and he said, I'm doing it. And then they stop trying to get in, and then she sort of comes back alive. And then the next thing you know is the doctor is one of the members of the God Squad group that wants to keep this woman alive. They want her to be better. So it turns out the doctor is one of them. It's a very confusing film. I know I'm making it sound crap, but I'm actually making it sound better than it was. If you think this sounds boring, you'd be right. It is boring. It's boring and it's rubbish, and it fully deserves its empty coffee cup rating, because it is just dismal. There's a lot of nighttime action, not in a good way. So it's all dark, it's all gloomy, it's all moody, all very confusing, all very rushed. You have that bit where you backtrack to the bloke being back alive again and then getting shot again, which I didn't understand. And then at the end, they're taking the mother out on a stretcher, because one of the brothers dies he falls over in a bathtub brawling with one of these masked men. The dad falls down the stairs and dies. The other one gets shot. One just disappears somewhere. We never know what happens there. And the only one left that's not going to get anything at all is Brad. And it's all very strange. It's a very odd film. So if you see it on Netflix, a film called Mercy in 2016, I'm not going to go into the cast. I'm not going to go into who directed it, because it's just simply not worth it. Take it from me, it is a dismally dire, boring. If you know, This Is 40 is actually a better film. Yeah, give it a miss. Empty, knocked over coffee cup. That's the rating for this film. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.